Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. We got some pretty interesting news in regards to Call of Duty content today, and something that Microsoft seemingly shut down. I don't know if we'll ever get a reason for why this happened, but felt it was big enough to report on because it was actually a pretty major content update that could have happened that, for whatever reason, didn't. And we've got this info from the Ghost of Hope, credible leaker and insider that we've talked about a billion times here on the channel. Hope's established a very credible track record with his information, and he posted this the other night saying, new Sledgehammer Games had plans to do a huge collaboration, not just any collaboration, a huge collaboration with Halo, with Modern Warfare 3, which would have added various maps from the Halo franchise. The pit scene here. There are so many iconic Halo maps that you could name off the top of your head from all the various Halo installments that I think would be absolutely awesome to see in Call of Duty. And yet, it is not something that happened. We know Modern Warfare 3 was jam-packed full of content. It had so many different cool crossovers with other game stuff, with various different movies and other mainstream brands. This one would have seemed like kind of a no-brainer. You have a Microsoft-owned game now with Halo. You've got a Microsoft-owned game with Modern Warfare 3. Connect the two. They're both FPSs. At one point, we're always going back and forth for being the king of the genre, right? You know, back in the heyday, the golden days of FPS, if you want to refer to them as that. And yet, this crumbled. This fell apart. How could this have happened? Well, apparently, simply enough, the answer is Microsoft. Hope ended up replying to a few things here. I said, ain't no way we were robbed of this. Hope's getting his cameo in the Immortal video, right? But he did sort of lead on that, yes, this was Microsoft's doing. Someone asked, did Microsoft shoot this one down as well, just like with the Doom and Halo crossover episode? We'll talk about that in just a moment. Hope says, I believe so. So based off the information that Hope has via his insider sources, or whatever the case is, seemingly Microsoft just canceled this. Maybe they're reserving it for a later date. There's more to touch on there as well. Maybe it was just something that they didn't feel was worth it from Modern Warfare 3, given the fact that the game never really spiked. It was just super consistent, and they didn't think it was something that would bring a lot of attention to Call of Duty. Although I think Halo and Call of Duty doing something together would be pretty crazy, all things considered. You'd have all the OG Halo fans and all the OG COD fans saying, hey, wait a minute, that might actually be cool. And I mean, Modern Warfare 3 was a good content game. It was a good gameplay game, I would say. Really surprised that kind of just fell through, and apparently it was actually pretty close to happening. Alex, another leaker and data miner in the community, said maybe one day I'll feel generous enough to share some of the screenshots I have from this collab. So there were actually leaks and data mines available for this crossover. It was that far along, and then it was just shut down out of the blue from Microsoft, which just seems really crazy. But it's also not the first time that Microsoft shut down what could have been a really cool crossover between some of their IPs. Culture Crave reported on this a little while ago, saying a Master Chief and Doom Slayer crossover episode was initially pitched for secret level, and Microsoft said nah. Basically, Microsoft said they didn't want to do this. Again, why it is, I have no idea. Maybe Microsoft's cooking up something in the background. Maybe behind the scenes, they're adding all the ingredients for some crazy cool crossover down the road. Who knows? Time may tell there, but it does seem very suspicious and very strange that they've not only shut down a Halo and Doom crossover, but now also, just as recently as a year ago, maybe less than, because it was likely going to be an in-season, content thing, a Call of Duty and Halo crossover. Just straight up canceled it, even though it was actually in development, according to the data mine stuff that we may or may not ever see. But all this talk with various crossovers with some of the most iconic shooters in the genre, it's familiar because it's been a conversation that's been ongoing, especially since Microsoft acquired Activision Blizzard King. They obviously already have these other IPs under various different development studios, but Detonator reported on this some time ago. We've obviously seen one of these come to fruition with various confirmed and or rumored crossovers stemming from insider information or various data mines and leaks. Squid Game, of course, just happened here at the end of season 1, and then coming up later this season, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is kind of all but officially confirmed. There's been a ton of different leaks and rumors regarding this, with the different melee weapons that we've had leaked, with the sai and the katana and the bow staff and the skateboard and everything there. They did mention with Grind coming as a remastered map with Season 2 Reloaded, presumably. There's going to be a special surprise coming with that. Like, that's just all the stars aligning, connecting the dots a little too well there. hinting at, you know, TMNT potentially being a crossover here in the near future. But then you have Master Chief and Halo. There were a bunch of leaks and a bunch of different reports that internally there was work being done on a, you know, Master Chief operator coming over to Call of Duty. Once Microsoft acquired Activision, that initially was a talking point saying, hey, you know, we certainly have an opportunity to see Halo and Call of Duty work together now and see what they can come up with there. And a Master Chief operator was reportedly in the works as well. And then also Doom Slayer with a Doom crossover as well, especially with Doom of the Dark Ages, I think it's called, is coming out later this year. Prime time to promote a fellow IP in a game that you already have going on with Call of Duty and have a little bit of cross promotion there. Could work really, really well. I just looked up, there's a spider on my roof. Ceiling, it's not the roof. I'm not outside. But yeah, you've got a new Doom game on the horizon. Halo is not really in a great spot, it seems like. I don't even know if there's a new game in development for Halo, but regardless, having so many different leaks and rumors for these crossovers, and at least as of right now, presumably none of these coming to fruition, is awfully suspicious, especially considering now how far along a potential Halo and Call of Duty crossover could have been. Or was. Like I said, perhaps this is something that maybe just got pushed back some so they can have a larger planning phase for it. Maybe they want to make it even larger and have different maps or modes or weapons debut in game, and they thought maybe it wasn't going to work well with Modern Warfare 3. Perhaps it was too late into the year where they didn't feel confident in it doing well and having that cross promotion sort of effect. Granted, you know, Black Ops 6, they try to root it in realism. That kind of fell apart the second we had unicorns going around and farting on people with bundles and whatnot. But, you know, this is COD now. They're trying to have a game rooted in realism. Halo with Black Ops 6 being set in the 90s doesn't necessarily line up having all the futuristic Halo type weaponry and everything going on there. Then going into Black Ops 6. So perhaps it's something that's just now much further down the road, or they just straight up don't care and they're going to have this as a feature maybe further on down the road. We've seen different leaks and rumors for Call of Duty, not necessarily always crossover related, but various leaks and rumors surface and it's like, oh, this could be coming soon. And then it's not for a whole other title down the road where it's like, oh yeah, I remember when that was the first, first a leak way, way long ago, and then we finally see it come to fruition. Timelines can always be very fluid with these kind of things, but crazy that this has now come out, given that Modern Warfare 3 was one of the best content-based Call of Duties that we've ever seen. I don't think it gets enough credit, quite honestly, for what it did post-launch, and this would have been one of the biggest things they could have done all year long. They had some fantastic updates, some fantastic crossovers. Seeing Halo maps debut in Call of Duty, a potential Master Chief operator, maybe even Halo weapons or something else like that, could have been crazy. Who knows if it's ever going to happen? Obviously, if we see more leaks and rumors for this or anything else going on in the world of Call of Duty, this is the place to be to stay up to date with all of that stuff on a daily basis. So feel free to hit that subscribe button to stay in the know. And if you enjoyed this video, if you would have wanted to see or want to see a Halo and Call of Duty crossover, drop a like on the video. But that said, that's going to wrap things up for this one. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy. Have an awesome rest of your day. And I'll catch you later. Peace out.